This is case number 25-13602 FH, People versus Ethan Scott Kindle. Mr. Kindle is here for sentencing. Prosecution and defense was the pre-sentence investigation report timely made available to you?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Frisbee, have you had the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with Mr. Kindle? Do
I have, Your Honor.
you have any additions, corrections, or challenges?
I have 3 guideline issues and then just a typographical issues.
Did I miss your sentencing memorandum that
I didn't see
laid out
one. I
those?
just had a chance to talk to him yesterday, so I have that. So I did a sentencing memorandum.
Okay.
Number 3 is for injury. I read the description of the offense, and she's talking about injuries from past occurrences. This charge alone is just contact, no physical contact, just by telephone, email. I think he sent her a song or something like that, but it's not related to any physical injury or any physical contact whatsoever. So it's scored at 5. I think it should be scored at 0.
Response, Ms. Robinson?
The acts involved in the crime charged, and I don't believe that there was any face-to-face contact that would have resulted in a physical injury.
Next issue.
B13 has to do with continuing pattern of criminal behavior, and it only scores if there's like 3 or more felonies. He only has 1 prior felony conviction, which is also for stalking, so I don't think it falls under this. Should be 0 as well.
Response, Ms. Robinson?
Now, that is not just convictions. That is the behavior, the pattern of behavior. The victim has indicated, but he has destroyed her property. He has taken money from her. He has physically injured her in the past. I believe that this is scored correctly, as his behavior is what is scored, not just his convictions. And because his behavior has included those crimes against her repeatedly over this time period, I believe that the scoring is appropriate.
Yeah, if I may respond, I believe that any of those activities, if looked at individually, would only be maybe rise to the level of misdemeanors, not felonies.
Okay, so I disagree. So the description of the offense, which includes past behavior, indicates that he choked her during a verbal argument. That would be assault with intent to great bodily harm by strangulation, forced intercourse without her consent. Certainly would be a homosexual conduct, a variety of types, but probably either the third or the first. Identity theft, using her personal information without her consent to rent a U-Haul. So, court satisfied that there is a pattern of criminal behavior involving 3 or more felonies against a person or property, and that will be 13 is properly scored at 10 points. Okay. Is there anything that you want the court to consider before the court imposes a sentence?
Yes, my client's been productive while he has been incarcerated, going to church. He's enrolled in he's been doing drug counseling with CMH. He has also started the AA program. As far as the 2 warrants that he had outstanding, he's taking care of the Acosta County warrants already. And the Montcalm one is just for child support. It's like $300 per kid. He's got 2 children. And he will be able to take care of that as soon as upon release. So he has been, trying to work to get everything straightened out so that when he is released here, we're, respectfully requesting time served, which is the recommendation here. 85 days served, 85 days credit. 87 days. We ask the court to comply with the recommendation here and allow him to get moving. He's going to have 5, mandatory 5 months probation. So he's going to be monitored. I'm sorry, 5 years. 5 years probation. So he is, going to be monitored. So we respectfully request, the court comply with the recommendation.
Is there anything that you'd like to say on your own behalf?
Opportunity you give me, I'm telling them, I appreciate it, and working to be better. I will be better.
Okay. And Ms. Robinson, does the victim in this case, Ms. Zimmer Knight, wish to address the court?
She does, Your Honor.
All right, come on up, ma'am. That was your opportunity to tell me what you think I should know.
I did have a question about what we had spoken about at the beginning about the timeline that it falls into for the physical contact that they had tried to challenge. I was just wondering the dates on that, because the last time that he had physically put hands on me was, I believe, February 4th. And I just wanted to make sure that that didn't fall into that.
Yeah, that certainly activity within a year falls under the time frame that would be scored on offense verdict 13. Because you're looking at a 5-year period. Okay.
So the last time that we had physically made contact was February 4th. I do have quite a bit I would like to say. Just Ethan has not only abused me and stalked me, he has robbed me of over $450. $450, he took my credit card information and decided to send it to himself. He stole my identity, which is the incident that you have read with the U-Haul. We are still dealing with open cases with Michigan State Police. And I believe I do have another open case in Ottawa County that regards that robbery as well. He made a fake Facebook account with my full name and my personal information and my personal pictures as well. He has threatened to kidnap me. He has threatened to come to my house on countless occasions. He's threatened not only my life, but my dad's life. When me and Ethan were staying together in Ottawa County, he threatened my sister with a gun. He had flashed the gun at her. And this is while I believe my niece was 4 at the time. There was a child present. He traumatized my niece. Still to this day, she says, "Are you still with that angry man?" She asks about him sometimes. My sister is a domestic survivor, so she has also been rattled by that event. He has told me countless times that he will kill me or he will kill us both, as in me and himself. He has threatened multiple times if he finds me with someone, he will kill us both. He has beat me in front of multiple people. He has not had shame in doing that. He has done that in front of his friends and other acquaintances. And he consistently, over the about 5-month period before he was locked up, continued to threaten his life and make me feel guilty for that. He does have an extensive history of crime, which is what they have stated, that he has a past case that was a domestic. This was with the mother of his child, Aurora, that they did the correction on the age. That is his most recent child. He had pulled a screwdriver on the mother of his child, because he had found her in bed with another man. They have had countless amount of times where they were both abusive towards each other. So he already has a crime. He was in for, I believe, 6 months and got out and violated the PPO they had in place and then impregnated her. He committed crimes while we were in a relationship, countless crimes, robbery towards other people, towards his family members, and clearly towards myself. He slept with a minor female. He has beaten on females before and has shown me pictures of a female with a dismembered face. I have also witnessed a person that we had both had bad relations with, was a female. He had contacted close family members that were also female to get them to beat her up. And he had offered them either money or other fixes to do that act, so he didn't have to. He has shown up to my place of work multiple times. I have had to show all my coworkers pictures of him if they have not seen him. I have had 3 different coworkers confront him on multiple occasions. He's at least shown up to my work, as I know of, 5 times, and he's been confronted at least 2, not by me myself, but other coworkers. Ethan's self-control, he has absolutely none. While incarcerated, before this time, he was incarcerated in Kent County and contacted me countless times. And initially, when he knew he was getting locked up, the PPO was in place and he had asked me to bond him out and pick him up from jail. During that time, when he was actually in Kent, during the time he served, he had contacted me over the phone. Then when he was in Nuevo County, he had contacted me over the phone again. I had requested that they do something about his communications and nothing was done. Then on Mother's Day recently, he had contacted me through whichever phones that they're able to go on. It's like a messaging. He had contacted me on Mother's Day and messaged me. This was before the last time that I believe it was the pre-sentencing. He had contacted me then, and he's also sent a letter while incarcerated here this time around. He sent a letter addressed to his cousin Brooke that was meant for me. And he wrote, "Brooke, I'm sorry this isn't a letter to you. I love you though, and I need you to call her and read this to her, please. I have a copy and I'll show her myself when I get home if you don't," which I know isn't a good idea, but I can't fight my heart. And he sent that from jail here. When he was released the last time, he had said the same thing to Judge Dykeman and said that he would correct his behavior and get better. He was released and picked up on a methamphetamine charge. He had instantly relapsed, and not only relapsed, but chose to contact me right after. And he had promised Judge Dykeman he would not contact me. And he did, I believe, 3 days after he was released. He has behavioral issues here. This is the first time that he hasn't stared at me, looked back at me, mouthed at me while in the courtroom and I'm sitting back there. The last time that we were with Miss Robinson here, she had to hold up a folder in between us both because he would not stop staring at me. He continues to ask me why I do this, mouth things like, "Why do this? I'm sorry," things like that. He clearly has no respect for the court or the freedoms that he does have, which is his communication. He has abused his communication by begging for money. He's now told family that he is claiming to be in a relationship, even though he is locked up on an aggravated stalking charge. He's used other people's phones to not only contact me, but other people. So there's another communication issue. He has also stated that he doesn't care if he's locked up, and that the last time he spoke to his aunt, he had told me that he cannot contain himself on wanting to contact me, and that he believes that it is worth prison time because he seriously cannot contain himself. It has been 9 months that I've been dealing with this. I still to this day get calls from places that Ethan has linked to my phone number. I still have not received anything back about him stealing my identity. I have lost my health benefits because I'm not entirely sure how this happened, but I got associated with an address that he associated himself with food stamps and things like that through MDHS. So I have been off my meds for 6 months. And also he's a very large reason on why I had to start getting on medication in the first place. We have had to add security in the house I'm in. We've had to buy guns. I have to get walked out to my car after work, which I haven't recently only because I know that he's here, but I don't trust that even if he's incarcerated, he won't send someone to harm me because I have seen him do it before. I have had to stay nights at other places, and I have attempted to relocate, and I have also had to get a new vehicle, so he couldn't identify it. He then did know about that vehicle, and I am now in a new vehicle, just so he's not aware of that. And again, he has completely just disregarded the court. He doesn't respect the court. He has said multiple times that he doesn't care if it leaves him to prison as long as he can talk to me in some way, shape, or form. And I think his behavior is unacceptable. I think that even the times that he was released, if he wasn't making threatening behavior towards me, he was making it towards the mother of his child, of his most recent child, Aurora. He whether he's on the drugs or not, he's a very aggressive person. He's threatening. I do not feel safe. If he gets out today, I seriously do not feel safe going home. I don't feel safe in my workplace, even with people who defend me and sit there and have confronted him. I don't feel safe around him at all. I don't feel safe in this state. I don't feel safe a majority of the time. And probably the only reason that he has not contacted me is because he has now made relations with another female. He can sit here and say that he has tried to do the right things, but truly, the last time he contacted me was Mother's Day, and I do not believe that anytime soon that Ethan will become a better person. And I think the only time he will become a better person is sitting in jail, away from the methamphetamine, away from females, and also the mother of his children, both of them, keep him away from his daughters because of his excessive stalking behavior. He's very violent, and they have both went through domestic cases with him. And there is a reason that he does not see his children, and that only has to do with himself. That's all.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Robinson, any additions, corrections, or challenges to the report?
Your Honor, I think that based on what the victim just said, it wouldn't be inappropriate to add under the, at some point, you know, whether it's under the victim impact statement, that the contact has continued up until Mother's Day. The only other thing I have noticed, and I apologize that I just saw it on the first page, says under the substance use methamphetamine, date unknown, has used in the past. In March of this year, when we were in front of Judge Dykeman, I know he said that that was part of what was going on at the time. She discussed with him how he needs to get off methamphetamine and get help. He said, I've gotten off it once before, I can do it again. So I don't believe it is appropriate that it shows he used in the past. I think he was still using up until 2015, or excuse me, 2025. So I would ask that the methamphetamine show that maybe the date began unknown, but that he was using it at least up until his arrest in March of 2025.
All right, we can add that information to it.
Thank you.
Well, so I guess under substance use and treatment, it does indicate, well, no, it doesn't. It was for marijuana. All right, yeah, we can update that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
Your Honor, I'd just like to make a quick argument. The victim has said mostly everything that I believe needs to be said. No other additions, corrections, or challenges. I might have jumped the gun there. But the victim is not wrong about me having to hold up a folder. I expressed this to the court on March 14th, Judge Dykeman's court. We were there at a PPO hearing. We had gone back. You know, everything was supposed to be fine, and I brought up concerns to the court at that time, and they were addressed. And I told her, I said, Judge, I've never seen a respondent behave like this. I had to physically hold my file folder up because he did not break eye contact, staring at the victim the entire time she was in the courtroom. He gave all sorts of excuses then. Judge Dykeman addressed with him that he absolutely needed to leave her alone. She wanted nothing to do with him. He said he understood now. He didn't get it. He was just trying to apologize, all of those things. And then he was arraigned in front of you in this court on April 1st for another violation. And at that point is when that hearing is still outstanding because of the aggravated stalking charges that we issued. But I think his behavior has shown that this court telling him not to contact her is not going to protect her. Judge Dykeman told him, he immediately got out, contacted her, ended up back. You told him at the time, April 1st, I wasn't here, but I am aware that you were very clear with him. He is not to have any contact with her. And then even from the jail, the victim just said all of the ways he has continued to contact her, sending letters to her, to somebody else, contacting her on Mother's Day. It doesn't matter what sort of order this court gives him. He doesn't listen to the PPO. He didn't listen to your bond, or I guess not bond, he's not out, but your conditions now telling him he cannot have contact with her. Didn't matter that we charged him with a crime. He's not going to follow probation. If we let him out today, as is the recommendation, he's going to call her or worse by the end of this week. He has shown repeatedly that he is not going to do what he is told to do. He is not going to leave her alone. And based on that, I would ask this court to sentence pursuant to the plea agreement and not send him to prison. But the recommendation of 5 years probation with time served, I think 87 days in, and or 87 days credit for 87, that is not appropriate based on his behavior, based on what he has put this victim through and what he has continued to put her through after she went and she tried to do what she was supposed to do. She filed the PPO. He continued to contact her. She called, had him violated. Then it happened again. He is not going to listen. I believe that justifies giving him more than the time he has in. I would ask Your Honor to go along with the plea agreement and not send him to prison, but I would ask that Your Honor take into consideration the full range of his actions and the impact that it has had on this victim, as she told us here today, and declined to go along with that recommendation of time served. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Zurup, is this 86 days time served, is that your recommendation or is that Lansing's recommendation?
That recommendation came from the sentencing specialist, Your Honor. When I wrote this report, I recommended 210 days.
It's going to exercise my discretion, sentence consistent with the advisory guidelines, consistent with the agreement in this case. Review the sentence of the court. This defendant served 1 year in the Nuevo County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 87 days that he served so far. There's a $68 state cost assessment, $130 crime victims' rights fund fee. The court is going to place him on probation for 5 years. There's a $30 per month probation oversight fee for regular probation, $60 a month for electronic monitoring or tether. And Mr. Kendall, a condition of your probation is that you not have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Ms. Zimmer Knight, either directly or indirectly through another person. You must not be within 500 feet of her residence, school, or place of employment. And trust me when I tell you, if you violate that order, you will go to prison. Guys like you, stalkers, pretend like they understand what I'm saying. They say that they have every intention to stop the contact, and almost 100% of them continue to have contact, and I send 100% of them to prison. So if you want to go to prison, call them, because you will go there, and you will find out if it's worth it. The areas that will be addressed are those appearing as highly probable under the core compass needs scale. And the court feels that additional incarceration is appropriate in this case due to the defendant's repeated contact, despite a personal protection order, despite Judge Dykeman's directions, despite my directions to have absolutely no contact. Nothing seems to work other than incarceration. You do have the right to make application to fulfill your conviction sentence. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court appointed attorney to represent you on the appeal. The request for a lawyer must file with the court within 42 days. The court will give you 60 days from your release from jail to pay your financial assessments.